Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. My special guest today, Luis Muñoz and Lois Mahalia. Um, they are joining me to talk about their new album, Glimmering Path. If you've just joined us, we're listening to it through this hour, and we're coming in right now with The Three Seasons, a beautiful song. I don't know if you want to tell me anything about that, Luis or
Mhm.
Lois, that
Luis,
song,
Which song?
The Three
Three
Seasons.
The
Seasons.
Three Seasons. Yeah, the Three Seasons. We were rehearsing as a trio for a while to do some of the instrumental material for the band with two dear friends of mine, Randy Tico, bass
Mm.
player extraordinaire, who went with me to Costa Rica in 1980, and I've been playing off and on with him since then, probably before you were born, Jeremiah. And then and Daniel Zimmerman on guitar. And as a token of my appreciation to their artistry and to their friendship, I wrote the song "The Three Seasons," referring to the three of us. We were a trio at the time, so it's a song written for the trio and for mainly for them too. It was also written and inspired after I went to Los Angeles and listened to a concert by Steve Hackett, who was the second guitarist, I think, for the band, the prog band Genesis from England. And he had a wonderful guitar sound using a Les Paul with a lot of sustain and everything. And I was there listening to that band in Los Angeles, and the idea came to me. And I said, that's the sound that I want for this song. So I went and came back to Santa Barbara, wrote the song. It was already in my head on the way back to Santa Barbara from LA. And I called Daniel and said, listen, are you familiar with Steve Hackett, the guitarist? He said, yeah, I would love for you to have to give me a track with that sound in mind. And he goes, well, I play a Strat guitar, a Fender Stratocaster. This guy uses a Les Paul, a Gibson Les Paul, to get that sound, to achieve that sound. But I have a new device that may give us that sound. And he got it. And we went ahead and wrote it with that sound in mind. And I'm very, very happy with it. Randy did an outstanding job on fretless bass, both stating the melody and some beautiful improvisation in it.
Yeah. You were chosen among the 12 best artists of the year by NPR's Alt Latino. And in total, you have received 11 ACAM nominations and 7 awards. And so it made me think, how important are these awards to you, Luis? And more importantly, uh, do you think about your country and where you came from and how you represent, I guess, your upbringing of all these different um, influences, musical influence from all over the world. You've taken those, and now you are. I would imagine you define your country as the most important artist or one of the most important artists from Costa Rica. How important is that to you, or is it just a?
Well, I always say when I go to Costa Rica and during my concerts, I always say a phrase that says, I left Costa Rica, whatever, 50 years ago or whatever it is then, but Costa Rica never left me,
Mm.
because you always carry that, like I was saying before, those formative years,
Yeah.
And I did it. I mean, last year, we just came back a couple of months ago. Lois and I were in Costa Rica. We presented Glimmering Path. We debuted Glimmering Path at a TED Talk in Costa Rica. They invited us to do a TED Talk. And I said it there. And I felt at the time, I thought about this precisely that you're asking. And I felt almost like an ambassador, like almost like a privilege to represent my country in the international stages type thing, So yeah, it feels good. It feels good to do that, be able to share my story, past and present, with people all over the world, with Costa Rica in mind.
Whose story are you telling? Is there a person in Costa Rica? Is it the 5-year-old boy that you were? Is it someone that's dreaming of the music and creating music? Is it hardworking families in Costa Rica? Is there someone you speak for that
You
you're
know, that
speaking for yourself?
again, that word infinite. There's a song, an instrumental song on one of my records called, I think is Of Soul and Shadow, the name of the record. And there's a song called Verde Mundo Infinito, which means the infinite green world. And that is what remains in mind when I do that, is that infinite green world with a color green. I mean, we have many colors, many shades of green. I'm looking at my patio right now. In Arizona, we don't have too much green because it's a desert. California, we have more. But that green that I referred to in that infinite world is practically non-existent in California. It's a type of a deep, deep green that just covers my soul all the time when I think about that, you know. And from that point, you know, from that moment, and from that, it's almost like a carpet, like a magic carpet of green that that is always in my mind. And you know, it's kind of like a landing thing or a takeoff thing, you know. It's just, it's like a magical world. When you see that, and Lois, I'm sure seen it in Guyana, you know, when you see that jungle, that rainforest,
Yes.
it's so magnificent, man.
Amazing. Yes.
Luis Muñoz, Lois, Mahalia, my special guests. Here's August off their new album, Glimmering Path. We'll be right back.